Reckon, Mrs. Whisperer?
There is no room.
There's no room for what?
This.
So we'll have a quick look at the fish while we're here. Just notice, Chris has got on the old Santex. One thing Chris has got, which I didn't tell Mrs. Whisperer last time, he's got me a tank set up. I need a freebie too. So just got back. I'm building it as I'm going. What measurements do we need, boy?
134.
Well, in case you have to do any maintenance to the old shower filter, but it only does 1.5 inches. A skimmer in a skimmer, that's pretty cool, isn't it? That hasn't been done before. Over here is a little bit more complicated. But that being said, chucked them in a mountain tree pack of stickers as well. I am planning to try to fit this, and hopefully I can get it down into the bio unit down there. But
Look at me, boy! That's what you call the absolute hammer!
hello everyone, welcome back. James the Koi Whisperer. Today coming up on this video, it's a little bit of a brief update of how the koi pond's going. I need to nip up to my local koi dealer to pick up some pipe work. I just really want to have a play around with some dry fittings. A lot of you know, as you can see behind me over there, I've recently been up to Burton's, picked myself up a drum filter, and before I get it sat in situ, I just want to have a little bit of a play really, just to make sure all of the fittings that I've got, all of the pipe work that I've got, goes where I want it to go. And I always like doing like a dry run to start with, to make sure that I get all of the pipe in the right place. But we're just going to see where this video takes us. But to start with, I want to flip the camera around and show you what's happening. So, as you can see in front of you, the new pond is on the last sort of stages really. I'm still waiting for the pond window to turn up. That's sort of put a little bit of a setback on getting the pond rendered. I did think about rendering it before the window goes in, but I want to make sure the window goes in and then I can get a nice edge running up through here just to make it look nice and neat and tidy. I've got to get the paint out, give all of this a bit of a paint because it sticks out like a sore thumb, and then I've got to get something to go on the front of it to stop rain dripping down those little holes up there. So I don't know where this video is going to take us, but to start with I need to take a trip to the koi dealer. So yeah, this is the drum filter that I want to have a play around with today. I've got some connections already and I've got some bits left over in the shed, but I know I'm going to need some 2-inch pipe work. This drum filter I'm super made up with. To be fair, I was a bit worried, would it fit through my conservatory door? But it fit through, sneaky tight, like I like it, happy days. While I was at Burton's, I did ask them if I could pinch an extra pump socket, because the whole drum only sort of comes supplied with one UV and one pump. I'll give you a little bit of a better look when we get it set out in the garden and have a little look inside. I am planning to try to fit this airstone from Mountain Tree, so I'm hoping to get this in the centre. I'm not sure, I didn't want to buy anything extra when I've got that on there to fit, and hopefully I can get it down into the bio unit down there, but we'll have a look at that. But to start with, I need to nip up to the koi dealer. Right, so just popped up here. I know I'm going to need some bits. I need a freebie too, one of them. Perks of being local to a koi dealer, you can find all the bits you need, and I know I'm going to need one of them. And I need to get some pipe work. While I'm up here, I'll have a quick look round. So we'll have a quick look at the fish while we're here, see what's happening. Always like to have a little nose. Not buying any fish today, but I do like to have a little look, see what's available while you're here. That's quite nice. Happy days. Still got loads of fry left in here. 5 reach. Definitely interesting. See what you might get out of it. But yeah, on that note, I'll best crack on. I need to get home and get this pipe all sorted out. Right, so it'll be rude not to have a little look while we're in here, but I've just noticed Chris has got on the old Santex, like me, and he started to do a little bit of an upgrade. But one thing Chris has got, which I didn't tell Mrs. Whisperer last time, he's got me a tank. Shall I show you what it is? Right, so over here, he's got me a tank set up. It is second hand, but I'm going to wash it out, clean it up, and this one is going to be my little, one of my little tanks I'm having. So it will come in handy for when I get up the koi pond studio, and that's what you call the absolute hammer. But yeah, some amazing fish in here. Not that we've come here to buy any fish today, but yeah, that's my new koi tank. I might put it at home in the front garden to start with, and I might even buy this off of him, second-hand Easy Pod, but I'm definitely buying that to start with. All of the top, I can, it's like me and Chris were just saying, the people before pushing it around, they turn it upside down and push it on the bit that you see. He's like, why don't you just push it on the legs? But I can deck it out anyway, put some decking over the top, and yeah, happy days. What do you reckon, Mrs. Whisperer?
There is no room.
There's no room for what?
This.
Yeah.
How are you even going to get this in your car? My car?
We'll have to get a van and sort it out, but we're not buying that today. But I'm definitely buying it. Right, let's get home because I need to sort the pipe work out.
Let's go before you spend any more money.
Right, so just got back. I've got 2 lengths of the pressure pipe 2-inch and 1 length of the 1.5 inch. I also picked up a freebie 2 connector. I'll show you what that's going to be used for in a minute. I've got an 1.5 inch straight, an 1.5 inch connection. I'm going to show you what I'm doing with that as well. Right, don't look like I'll be doing any painting today because we've just had a bit of a downpour, but I've been using up some of this pipe work, and where I'm at the moment, just going to show you what I've been doing. So basically I'm getting an idea, a rough idea of where things need to go and what needs to happen. I've still got to sort this bit out because I want to be putting a rubber boot on here, because I don't want to solvent weld it to this, because I want to be able to take everything off the wall when I'm all done, so then I can get the pond rendered after the pond window goes in. I know there'll be a lot of people saying, what's the point of having pressure pipe fittings and then you're using rubber boots? But the reason is, with rubber boots, you can swap and change stuff if you're not happy of how it all plays out and lines up. So to start with, nothing is glued into place. I'm just working out, obviously, there's a gap left down here, so when I make a frame for the drum filter to be put on, I can raise it up. I've also put myself a bit of clear pipe on here, which this will be a rodding point, which I'll be able to rod the bottom drain. But you can see all of the little bits of plastic everywhere where I've been doing my cuts here today. So I've got the waste pipe all sorted, which runs along here, which in my skimmer, I'm also playing around with the mountain tree skimmer as well, because I'm planning to do something with this mountain tree skimmer. Cracking bit of kit, and these skimmers don't actually skim properly. The main reason why I wanted this box is for the overflow pipe sits in here nicely, but I'm playing around because a 2-inch pipe fits inside of here, and then I'll be able to use this skimmer inside of the skimmer. A skimmer in a skimmer, that's pretty cool, isn't it? That hasn't been done before. But yeah, the idea is to skim off all of the little protein bubbles that you get. I don't know if you can see them on top of the pond. Any of the little white protein bubbles. I'm seeing if it will work. And because I don't have to solvent weld glue it, I can literally pop a bit of 2-inch pipe in there. If it doesn't work, I can take it out. If this here sort of fills up with muck, or any muck sediment sits in the bottom of this sort of skimmer, this pipe here is adjustable, and I can just unscrew this, drain off any system what's in there. I had a little ball valve which I'm not using. I've just literally connected this up with rubber boots as well, and I've connected this up with a rubber boot because I had these pipe fittings already, so it allows me to change it if I'm not happy with it, and I can still get this rendered and take everything off the wall. Over here is a little bit more complicated. Where it comes up, I need this pipe to go directly into my 4-inch first inlet on the drum filter, but I've got adjustables on it, so I can cut these pipes. It's all sort of rough cut to height, if you know what I mean, because I need to get the filter in here get it sat to where it needs to be sat, and I'm working in a real tight area. So this pipe here will be underneath the sort of drum filter. You won't see this pipe, and that will be the return back. But I'm thinking I've got to split it off with a T here. Got to put a T-piece in, go directly against the back of the wall, knock it off to a 45, and that's going to be feeding the shower filter. And then I'm going to put another ball valve there. I'm not actually going to be using this top return because it's there if I ever need to use it. And this, like I said, nothing's connected. It's just playing around with the pipe that I've got, and just to see if I'm happy before I put the drum in. I suppose the next thing I've got to do really is start building a frame to put my drum filter on. It's alright putting a tape measure to somewhere and forgetting about a little bolt or something silly that it doesn't quite sit exactly where you need it to go. So I want to get the drum filter in here and work out sort of how it's going to sit, how it's going to work. I know it's a little bit of a yibbity yabbida video, but I'm building it as I'm going, and I'm just playing around with it as I'm going, so we'll just see how it goes. But one thing to bear in mind, anyone that's doing pipe work and fittings, I'm quite lucky because I had a few of these left over from my last pond build anyway, and you just got to bear in mind how much everything cost, because this originally was going to be the waste pipe for the drum filter, and I think it's slightly too high. So what I've done, I've also tapped in a T-piece with a little connection there, that if I need to, I can run my wastewater to there. But one thing, look at the state of my knuckles by catching your hand on pipe work, especially this down here, when I was tinkering around making sure that this is really tight and that's really tight. I've dug out a deeper hole here where I've got to fill that with gravel, just in case any water sits down here. Because I have got a roof on it, you're still getting a little bit of water coming back here, and I wanted somewhere, you can see where the tiles is sort of like, they're not saturated, but the water does sit in here. So I wanted somewhere for that water to go if it ever downpours, because it will run off down through there, but I wanted a little place for it to run there. But that being said, I got a visitor turning up today, basically to collect his goodies that he won on a live video we did the other night. These are the little bits I've put back for him. I've also chucked him in a few extra bits, chucked him in a mountain tree towel, and I've chucked him in a mountain tree pack of stickers as well. You know, I thought he could stick these in his filter house. I've got a few packs of them, so, but yeah, Gazza's popping down to see me today. Right, seeming's I got me son out. He done a bit of plumbing work. What measurements do we need, boy?
134.
134. Happy days. Grab it, mark it up, and let's continue. So we put that rubber boot on for the pure fact. We just whacked the swoop and bend 90 on. We're coming across here, and what we want it to do is tie in underneath this ball valve, because we need a 4-inch inlet feeding the drum one side, and then we got a 2-inch inlet feeding the drum the opposite side. So you're going to get that cut so we can crack on, boy?
Will do, sir.
What else we've done as well, just been playing around, we wanted to kick this off as well to get it tied back. So we've done, it's raining as well, look, boy. Lucky I put a cover up, innit?
Is that, mate?
Lucky I put a cover up, sunshine. Fish are doing fantastic over there. But where we're at, we put a rubber boot on it, because in case you have to do any maintenance to the old shower filter. We wanted to kick it off to get the pipe work back as far as possible, because if we just went straight down, which we could have done, it will tie inside of this if I ever want to obviously put my fancy little post in, which I'm planning to do something with these later on down the line. So I wanted the pipe sat in situ behind the back, so we've done that bit. We're just doing this bit in us, boy, but we're cutting all of the pipe with the old saw. Didn't want to get the circular saw out, did us, boy? You can cut it with a pipe cutter. So we have got a pipe cutter here, but it only does 1.5 inches. You can get yourself a 2-inch one, get one. But that's the biggest one you got in it, son.
Unfortunately so, yeah.
It is, boy. So we're just going to crack on and get it done. We'll be back with you shortly when it's all done. When you're cutting pipe, just go slow and steady with it, making sure you get it as square as you can. It is easier with a circular saw, but when it's raining, like it is today, you don't really want to get a circular saw out in the garden, in case it all starts kicking off and starts exploding all over the place.
Look out now, boy! That's what you call the absolute hammer!
Right, Toe, put the camera down, hold on to this bit of pipe, Willie, so I don't lose the other end in the pond.
Will do, mate.
Right, so we got a bit more done. The rain just keeps on coming, but we've decided to give it a bit of a break today. We've used pretty much all of the pipe work apart from these two little bits. We've ran it across here. What I need to do is get the drum in here now and work out what sort of stand I need to make to put it on to make sure all of the bits sort of tie in. The distance between these two are the correct distance, blah de blah de blah. What else we did as well, we finished off this line down the back. I'll just show you, and then we're going to get talking about some of the koi, because I haven't done an update on these girls for a little while because I've been so busy doing this. But yeah, we'll get to that in a second. But what we did round the back here, I wanted a I need to get a rubber boot. Obviously this is a waste pipe and this is a waste pipe, so what we've done, obviously down the back I've drilled a hole for the waste pipe coming in between, and underneath here is the drain for my soak away. So I've drilled a hole out here, goes directly into the soak away sump or sediment chamber, whichever it's called, and then we've just plumbed it in with some hard pipe, 1.5 inches, and then I can connect into that. I'm going to put rubber boots on it because if I ever need to access it with a rodding point, if I ever get fish waste or poo build up inside of it, I can still access it. Don't have to glue any of your waste pipe because it's so tight together. I've tested it, everything drips off perfectly, got a nice downfall on it, happy days. Just need a 2 to 1 inch or 2 to 1.5 inch pipe connection, rubber boot, and then just whack another bit of pipe in there and then just clamp it down. Time it gets rendered, obviously the thickness of that coming out, sorry about the blurry vision, time it gets rendered you ain't going to see that pipe, and it's so minor details down in that bottom corner as such. Yeah, she's coming on the absolute hammer. But I wanted to give everyone a bit of an update on the fish because they're doing fantastic. To be fair, for the people that follow the channel, I did, beginning of the season, I had the worst start to the season that I've ever had experienced, with parasite problems, you know, constant parasite problems, Costia, Trichodina, fluke, and I couldn't seem to get rid of it. So after all the treatments that I did, I think what worked the best was the back-to-back on PP, something that I've not done before myself, but something that I would do again in the future. The fish seem to deal with it fantastically. The dose rates and everything that I did, I'm not recommending what I did because everyone's pond's different. I've sort of got the gyps of my pond of what I can and can't do, and all the fish seem to be doing fantastic. The new Sakai Kahaku, however you want to say it, that one's settled in fantastically. Does look like I've got a little bit of fish poo waste down through the side here. I think I've just been overfeeding a little bit too much, to be fair with you, but apart from that, they're all doing fantastic, loving life, and that's what you call the absolute hammer. It's such a great hobby to be in when everything's working and everything's, you know, going your way and all the fish are enjoying themselves. It's just a great hobby to be in. But I wanted to take this opportunity just to say thank you, really. Thank you to everyone that follows my channel. Thank you to everyone that puts the thumbs up on my videos, tunes in every time I put a video out, a new video out. It really does help support me, helps me make content for you guys to enjoy, and to be fair, it's making my dream come true because I've got my own little koi place going on here. Having one pond was more than enough of a dream for me to have this pond, but now I've got another pond coming on, and it's been great fun to build, make the content that I can make from it. I just really enjoy doing it, and having that second tank or third tank now, which I've put my name on, could possibly fit it in over here if I wanted to. Don't know how I'm going to get it round the back of these houses, but my son's in there telling me no. Mrs. Whisperer is completely on my side. But we got to crack on with this drum filter next. Basically, I've got to take a trip to Wicks. My son's going to drive us in. He said, Dad, I want to have a sleep. It's Sunday chill day.
yet.
Well, I say no, we need to crack on into Wicks by. But saying that, you might be lucky because they might close early today.
Yeah, we've done it. They'll be closed before.
You're tired, isn't he, son?
Yeah, we're at work this morning as well, man.
You're at work, yeah, I know, he's farmer boy. Look out now, son, that's what you call the absolute hammer. But yeah, what my plans are, I want to have this stand that I'm planning to make. I'm going to be using, like, I'm thinking about using sleepers on the bottom to raise it up to the right depth. You can buy 110mm sleepers from Wicks already cut. Well, Wicks is like a hardware store for the people that don't know. And I'm planning to put like an 18mm flat bed base on it, and I'll use some sort of plywood or something. But what I want it to have is adjustable legs, because the main reason why I want it to have adjustable legs is down through here. I'm slightly on a slope, only slightly, which was when it got put in. The reason for it being on a slope was obviously to let rainwater run off and all that jibber jabber. But what the plans is to have some sort of legs on it which is adjustable, so I can adjust the legs to make it dead level and obviously get it to sit at the right height. Because playing around with a drum filter, once you get them set up, they run, they look after themselves, they run on themselves. But setting them up, a DIYer, having a go yourself, getting the right water level to the drum, takes a little bit of tinkering around really. And if I've got adjustable legs on it, I can do those little bits of tinkering around, but it has to be heavy duty. The weight load on top of it, it has to be heavy duty. But yeah, I'm super happy with where we're at with it at the moment. One thing is bugging me, because I am OCD, really OCD. This bit of yellow and everything else is blue. You know what I'm saying? The OCD starts kicking in for me. But I'm not that fussed of it. It's only a waste pipe. And the only reason why the ball valve's on there is if I ever need to shut off or do any maintenance to that pipe. I noticed in that pipe where I have had to do adjustable bits and pieces, and it's just easier if I've got it, I'm not using it, it's there if I need it. And it's just a matter of, obviously, all of these extra rubber boots, people will say, why haven't you just hardwired it in? Like I said a minute ago, I can change it. If I'm not happy with it how it needs to be, I can change it. And it's to be honest with you, I got them. You know what I mean? If I got them, I'd just as well use them. So that being said, I'm still playing around and tinkering around here, but the next job I need to get that drum in. Get that drum in, work it out where it needs to go, and we'll go from there. But yeah, I've had enough today. The rain's coming, it's Sunday, and I need to go and have something to eat, because I haven't stopped today really. And one thing else, I just noticed, I haven't got my microphones on again. Never mind. I built this channel up without using the microphones. When I do use them, it's an advantage. When I don't, I forget. I wanted to say as well, Gazza come down, we had a cracking conversation. He's currently building a new koi pond. Once he's all done, I'm going to pop up and see him. He's only about an hour and a half away from me. But yeah, him and his family come down. We had a good couple of hours here, yibbity yabbiting on like we do, like you do in this koi world. Super buzzing. Like I said a minute ago, thanks everyone for watching the video. I am going to end the video here because I'm yibbity yabbiting, jibbity jabbiting. And that being said, thank your mother for the rabbits. It's what you call the absolute hammer. James the Koi Whisperer, over and out. Bosh.